evening. How is everyone? Happy Thursday. This is Thursday, October the 24th. It's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm April Davis. With April Davis Creations. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and I live in Spring Hill, Kansas. And this is my Thursday night Facebook Live. So thank you very much for joining me. Just double checking to make sure everything's working correctly. If you're here, do say hello and let me know where you're watching from. It looks like we're good. So I'm ready to go. Tonight, we're doing an extension of what we were doing last week with the Autumn Expressions stamp set. I'll show you that here in just a second. But I wanted to go into a little bit more detail, if you will. We're going to be going, we're going to be doing fun folds, and the fun folds are fun, but they're just a little bit more involved. So last week was an easier card. This week is a little bit more involved. So I'll try to keep it at the hour. I'm going to keep my announcements short so that I can get everything done, because there's a lot going on with these cards, but I think you're going to love them. So what's been going on with me this week? I have just been having fun playing in my room. I've got my studio. I have a craft fair this weekend, Saturday, and then I also have another craft fair next Saturday. So I've been very busy with that and getting ready for that. And then also, for those of you that are Create Happiness Club members, I've been cutting the Create Happiness Club kits and getting them ready to go so we get them shipped out on time. I have decided that I'm going to do a special class project for my next face-to-face class, and I'm going to be doing a sampler. And I was inspired by a sampler that Sandy Poole with Get Crafty with Sandy created. It was beautiful, and I'm like, I've got to do this, and I've got to share it with my customers. So normally I do 3 classes over one weekend. I do 2 on Saturday, and then I do 1 on Sunday. Well, the Sunday class in November, I can't do because my family's doing what we call Christ Giving, and it's a combination of Christmas and Thanksgiving. So Sunday's out. So what I decided to do is to combine the 2 classes on Saturday, and we're going to do a very special project. So I'm trying to get that all done so that I can show it to everyone and people can get signed up for it. So just staying busy. I love retirement, and I love the fact that I get to play in my room all day. So let's talk about some of the specials that are going on. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them. I just want to touch base because we're getting to the end of the month, and we're going into that last week that these things are available. So the first one that I want to share with you is the kit sale. All of our kits are on sale for up to 30% off. It just depends. But if you are thinking about any of the kits, especially if you're looking at them for gifts for the holidays or an activity for the kids for the holidays, go out and look at our kits. They're on sale right now. All right, in addition to that, I want to do another plug for the starter kit special. This special is incredible. The starter kit, you get $155 worth of product for $99. Plus all of your product is shipped for free as well. So I've talked about this a number of times, but we're getting close to the end. It ends October the 31st. So if you'd like more information on the starter kit special, please do reach out to me. I would be happy to answer any questions that you've got. But if you've got a wish list that you want to get a bunch of things and you like a discount, $99 for $155 worth of product is pretty darn good. All right, let me come back over here. I also wanted to talk about Stampin' Up carries some close to my heart products. Right now, they're switching over to scrapbooking, and they'll be doing card making as well, Stampin' Up will, but they're gonna carry a scrapbooking line. But right now, we've got a lot of close to my heart product, and this product is on sale this month while supplies last. Hi, Joyce, good to see you. 30% off. So if you're a close to my heart customer, even though I know they've closed their doors, but we've still got some product available, this is something to certainly look at. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my surprise holiday box. So this is on my website. If you go to classes and clubs and you go to surprise holiday box, I have partnered with my friend Marcia in New York, and we are offering a one sheet wonder surprise holiday card box. You will make 11 cards out of one sheet of designer series paper. Now you're going to get an entire packet of designer series paper. So if you do the math, you're going to be able to make a lot of cards with the one sheet wonder tutorial that we're sharing with you. You're going to get the designer series paper, cardstock, envelopes, embellishments, and ribbon, and of course the tutorial that's going to help you with all 11 of those cards. This enrollment, if you will, or for it ends on October 27th. So if you are interested, you need to go out and register now, at least by October 27th, so that we can get all of our supplies ordered and get the kits cut, and we will have them out the door to you by November the 12th. So you will have plenty of time to create your cards for the holidays. So, okay, one last thing before I move on, and that is to go back up here and talk about the to-go class. That's what tonight is. My Facebook Lives on Thursday night are to-go classes. And you, if you like the cards that I'm making tonight, you have the opportunity to receive the kit to make these cards for free. You make 3 cards, 2 of each, and the kit is entirely free for placing an order in my online store. So once you place the order in my online store for $40 or more before tax and shipping, then be sure to use this host code that I've highlighted here, and then I will go ahead and ship the kit to you for free. That's my little clue that you want this kit for free. All right, so let me come back to you. And I'm going to get ready to show you the cards that we're making tonight. Like I said, they're fun fold cards, and so they're a little bit more involved, but I think you're going to have a lot of fun with them. So let me bring this up, and I'm going to switch over so that you guys can see. But the first card we have is obviously a fun fold, but how fun is this? I've got it tied up with a bow. You untie the bow, you flip it open. This flips open, and then your message is inside. And then we also have a back so you can write more messages to it. But what a fun little fun fold is that, to have your message inside. So that's card number 1. Then we have a second card, also a fun fold, but it has a belly band. So when you open it up, it opens up like this. Isn't that pretty? And I'm actually using the, I forget what it's called. It's part of the paper that comes with the expressions. I always forget. Splendid Autumn. Look how beautiful this paper is. I used it last week too, but it's just beautiful. I love the designer series paper and the 6x6 when it's this, when there's just all these images. And the backs are, side B's are pretty plain, but they work very well in coordinating with these. So we're going to be using this designer series paper again tonight. And then my last card that I got kind of carried away. It's kind of like the card that keeps giving. Also a fun fold. It opens up this way, but it opens up this way. And then you turn it over and you still have plenty. I just kept going with this card because the paper was so pretty. So anyway, we're going to create this tonight as well. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with this one first. And I'm going to bring the kit in just to show you what's all in the kit for this one. Whoops, I don't want to lose any of my leaves because we do have little leaves that we're using as well. All right, so I've got my Moody Mauve card base, and you'll notice right off right out of the gate that I've cut 1 inch off of the front of the card base. And I've done this so that we can display more of this beautiful designer series paper. So I've got several sheets of designer series paper that we're going to place. And then I have the little fun fold that we've got. I don't even know what we want to call this, but if you go back to the stamp set, which is Autumn Expressions, and we open it up, you've got all these dies. And this particular die is the die that I'm using that will cut out this. It's almost like a locket, only it's big. And it folds, and this is the piece that will be opening up. And if I wanted to make it like a sign or something like that, this actually comes with a die that looks like chain. And sorry, I'm looking. Security error, bad record message, authentication code. I'm going to continue recording. And hopefully you guys can still see me. Hey, Joyce, if you're still there, can you just say I'm still on? Because now I'm concerned that something's happened. Anyway, I'm going to keep going, thinking that you guys can still see me. And we're going to talk more about how we're going to put this little locket piece. I don't know what you would call it, a locket piece together. All right, so let's move this off to the side and let's get our stamping done first. So there's a couple pieces that we need to get stamped, and I've got to make sure that I'm stamping the right sides because these are two different sizes. I know they look the same, but they're not. They're two different sizes, and that's what this does, is it cuts two different sizes. So what I need to do is figure out which side is which, and I think I want the smaller piece. Nope, I don't want the smaller piece because it's not going to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this larger piece. So this larger piece that's going to fit on the outside is going to go here. So the card's not hard to do. You just got to pay attention to what you're doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Mossy Meadow, and I am going to bring in my wheat, and I'm just coordinating with, you know what, maybe I'm not going to do my Mossy Meadow. I'm going to do wild wheat. I'm going to do wild wheat. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I have to go because you're breaking up really bad. I don't have a good connection. Oh no, Joyce, I hope you're feeling better. Get well soon. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and we'll get this stamped. And I'm going to just stamp off on my glass mat, and then I'll bring my, I'm going to kind of do, there we go. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to bring my chamois in here in just in a minute and clean it up. But I did kind of second generation stamping, which kind of adds a little bit of interest. So let's get this cleaned up quickly. If there's anyone else watching, just let me know if you can hear me okay. All right, so we've got this. Now let me clean my stamp off. And we'll just continue on. All right, so now we've got this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Moody Mauve. And we are going to stamp Have a Perfectly Lovely Day. So let's go ahead and get this inked up. And I'm going to get this in a place where I can see so I can get it stamped up appropriately. I think I'm good here. So we're going to do it. All right, it says my live video has ended, so I'm not quite sure what's happened. I think I've lost you guys. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did before, stamping my wheat on here, and then I'll use my chamois to clean off my glass mat. But we'll go ahead and get the stamping done before we start to assemble all of this. I don't want to lose any of my pieces. So I've got two pieces here. Now what I want to do is I want to start building this card, and I've got all these miscellaneous pieces over here. So the first thing I want to do is start placing some of my designer series paper. So let me go ahead and keep working away. Hopefully it's recording and you guys will just get to see this on YouTube instead if you lose me, or if I lose you, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and get my designer series paper added to my card, and I use glue just so that I make sure that I get it centered the way that I want it centered. I don't know. I'm afraid I'm losing you guys. I'm so sorry. I don't have a clue what's going on. But I feel like this is the second time that this has happened. So I just don't think tonight is cooperating with me. Technical issues. Oh my. All right. So let me go ahead and get this piece on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some ribbon, because I want to hide the ribbon underneath my designer series paper, or my cardstock, I say, for the back. So let's go ahead and get this on, and then we will figure out what we need for ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up, and you can see now how pretty that is and how it shows through. I'm going to bring in my Moody Mauve ribbon. Hi, Mom. Hopefully everything's going okay. I'm having technical difficulties, so I'm hoping that it will allow us to continue to broadcast for as long as possible. So I'm going to do enough because I want to be able to tie the card closed. So I'm going to use my ribbon snips, and I'm going to cut that off there. And then what I'm going to do, this is where I want to tie it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the back here, and I'm going to take some of my Stampin' Seal, grabbing it, and I'm going to do a strip of Stamping Seal to adhere my ribbon to the back of this card. So we've got that. And so now we have that. Oh, because it's going to be closed. I'm like, oh no, it's short. It's going to be closed. Okay, so now we've got that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, and we have to do a little bit with it. And I have to kind of think this through. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this down like this. And the ribbon is going to be woven through here. And I think I got to look to see. Uh-oh, it says video has ended. Oh, no. I'm sorry, guys. That's just craziness. Craziness, craziness. So, right now what I'm doing is I want to get this adhered. I think it's going to go down like this. So I need to adhere this piece down, and I'm going to move this over to the edge for just a second. But I need to get this down first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue, and I'm just going to go on the back side here, and I'm just going to do little dots. Again, this isn't hard. You just kind of have to think it through just a little bit. So that you get it glued down, and I'm going to move my finger so that I can get to this piece. But I'm weaving the ribbon into it, and I have to have this glued down so that I can put the other pieces together with it. So we'll get that glued down like so. And now what I can do is I can take this piece that goes on the inside, and let me see, is it going to be this piece? This piece goes on the outside. This piece goes on the inside. I'm going to take the smaller of the pieces, and we're going to fit this in here. Okay, exactly. This is where this is going to go. This piece fits in. So let's go ahead and do this piece. Oh, sorry, guys. All right. And now we'll get some glue on the back of this. This is the hardest card, and it's not, again, it's not that it's hard, it's just you've got to pay attention to the different pieces because they're different sizes. Now what I'll do is I'll take this piece, and it's going to fit right in here so we can do a little message. All right, so let me make sure I got that lined up in here appropriately. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one, whoops, and we're going to glue it down on top of that. And then we've got these little dotted lines or dashed lines, so we're just going to center it right in there. So now we've got this piece put together. We've still got our ribbon, but our ribbon's going to go, let's see, the ribbon's going to go this way. So what I have to do is I'm going to adhere this piece to the inside, and it's going to go over the top of the ribbon. So the ribbon is now going to be behind it. And so really what I'm going to do, I don't know if you can see these dashes or not. See if I can get them in the light right. There's little dashes. I'm just going to take the glue right along the edges of the little dashes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And now that I've got that, I'm going to get my ribbon down where I want it to go, and I'm going to line this up. And I only have that little bitty edge to be able to do it on. Use some of my glue. Can clean that up later, but I've got this down. Now what I can do is I can close this, and I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to adhere it over the top here. And then what that will do is it will sandwich the ribbon in between the two. So let me go ahead and get glue on this piece. And I'm actually going to put glue all over this piece. And let's see. Make sure I get the edges and in the middle. And we're going to go ahead and get this centered within. And we've got like little markings that will help you with your centering, so everything's good. So now we've got this, and I'm just holding it for a second so that we make sure that it gets adhered appropriately. But now it's going to open like this, which is wonderful. And let me see, I think I'm going to put a little leaf on the inside right here, just to kind of add a little bit of interest to the inside. So we'll just add that there. And then I'm going to add another leaf and some of this boho blue to the outside here. So I'm going to see if I can get just a few little dots on my, oops, a few little dots on my leaves here. I don't want to get too much glue, but I definitely want to get this adhered down. So let me put them there to start and see if that will work for me. And I'm going to angle this just a little bit this way. So I'm going to hold it for just a second. You can always put a stamp block on top of it to help hold it as well. And then of course I'm going to add my leaf to the front. So let me see how I want to do this. Do I want to do it this way? I want to keep it so the blue is showing, and I'm only going to add it to like the right side because the other side's kind of hanging off. So we'll go ahead and get this added. All right, there we go. All right, so this would close, this is where you would tie, but we still have to finish the back. And it is a little crooked back here. Let me see if I can straighten it up. Not that it's gonna make that big of a difference because we're gonna cover it up. But basically I'm gonna take another strip of the Designer Series paper and I'm going to align it to the left side of my very vanilla cardstock. And this will be a place where you can write an additional message to whoever you choose to share this card with. So let me go ahead and get this on like so. Get it lined up with the edges. Once I have it lined up with the edges, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put glue all over the back of this, and we're gonna take it right over the top of the ribbon. And then the ribbon will be hidden back behind. So line this up, excuse me, center it. All right, so we're just gonna let this set for just a second. And now what we can do is we can tie this in a bow. I'm gonna trim off the ends here in just a second. I'm not gonna tie it because I wanna open it back up again, but basically what you do is you would tie it closed into a bow, and then the receiver opens it up, flips it open, and you've got this fun little flip for the fun fold. So, such a cute little card. All right, let me just go ahead and I'll close it up like that for now. All right, so that's card number 1. All right, let's bring in card number 2. Card number 2 is fun as well because it has a fun fold with a belly band. So we're going to create the inside of the card first, and then we will, oh, I found another little leaf. Let me see. Sorry, guys, we'll stick this little leaf back here, okay? Nothing like changing up another card, but I want to make sure, whoops, I use all my leaves. So here we go. We'll take this one and we're gonna put it right down here. And how cute does it make the back of that card? All right, switching back again. We've got the belly band. Okay, so in the kit for the card, you have how the card is folded. We have an 11 sheet. So this is gonna be 11 by 5.5. And you're gonna score it in various places so that you have the fold. Okay, then you've got your very vanilla for the inside for your sentiment. I've got another piece of crumb cake that we're going to create our belly band out of. This is a piece of designer series paper that I'm actually going to use the B side of the designer series paper for my belly band. I have a circle cut out of my stylish shapes in the crumb cake. This is where our sentiment is going. And then of course I've got all my designer series paper. So let's go ahead and get started with the stamping first. And we're gonna stamp the circle, and then we're also gonna stamp the inside of the card. So the circle is going to be change can be beautiful, and we're going to do some embossing. So I'm going to bring my embossing materials over, and we're going to emboss in gold for both of them. And I'm looking for my stamp set. I need to pull out the stamp that we're going to use for the sentiment on the inside, and that would be may the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy. So I'm going to go ahead and get that pulled out and get it ready to go as well. So let me just go ahead and get it on my mat, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick it up straight as I possibly can. And now what we can do is we can take our embossing buddy, and the embossing buddy is just a pouch with powder in it. But basically what it does is it helps to minimize any of the oils that you've had in your hands. The embossing powder is very staticky, if you will, and it will stick to a lot of that oil and such, and you want a nice clean emboss. So once you've done that, now what you can do is you can take your Versamark ink, and we'll go ahead and ink that up really well. I'm going to go ahead and center it on my circle. And embossing, and what do I want to say? Versamark ink stays wet for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and move it. You can see that it's already worked. I'm going to move it out of the way, and I'm going to also emboss the inside of my card while I'm at it. So I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone, so to speak. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we're going to go ahead and ink up this with the Versamark ink, and I'm going to go ahead and get it centered up here as well, and that way I can do all of my embossing at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stamped. It's ready to go, and I'll clean my stamps here in just a second. I want to get the embossing powder on these pieces, and then I'll clean my stamps, and then we can go back to the embossing part of it. So I have gold embossing powder, and I'm just going to take my piece and I'm going to dip it in to the embossing powder, tap it off, and you can see now this is ready to emboss. And I do want to point out that I really do have a fairly clean piece of paper where the embossing powder is only sticking to where the Versamark ink was. I'm going to do the same thing with my Change is Beautiful. So we'll go ahead and get it tapped in. Looks like I need just a little bit right there. There's like some powder, I think, that was up there that kind of affected my C. So I'm hoping that it will melt in. But we've got that. And then, so I'm going to go ahead and close this up so that we don't have any kind of mess. move these things out of the way. I'm going to clean my stamps really quickly, just because I don't want that embossing or that Versamark sitting on them for too long. So we'll get that cleaned up. We'll get this one cleaned up, and then I'm going to bring the heat tool back in, and we are going to do our heat embossing. Whoa, that wasn't planned. Let's see. If that had messed things up, I could still dip this back into the embossing powder, but it didn't do anything. So I got lucky. All right, so let me heat this up. It's gonna be a little loud. I'm gonna bring back my tweezers to help me hold this. Since it does get hot, and hopefully you can see as it changes. As it melts, it just turns very shiny. I'm hoping you guys can see that. You just want to make sure that you don't over emboss, because eventually if you over emboss, it will melt the embossing powder into your cardstock. So we're going to go ahead and do this one. This isn't going to take very long because the gun's very hot. Double checking, everything's good. Okay, so we're done with that. All right, so that's all good. It looks like, I'm just gonna see here, it looks like my C was affected just a little bit by the powder. So just make sure your powder isn't too dark, because it just prevented the Versamark from adhering. All right, so let's go ahead. We've got this all done. Let's move this off to the side and let's start putting together our card. So we've got all these pieces that we're gonna put together. So what I tried to do is I tried to cut these so that I had kind of a scene going on. So let me just double check to see where I've got things that are going. This one goes here, I believe. And this one's going to go here. So my sky, they're different sheets of paper, but I cut it so that hopefully everything kind of goes together. And I'm just double checking to see where all of my pieces belong. So give me just a second. Actually, these two are going to go here, I believe. So we're going to put these two here. And then this one is going to go on the back. Or maybe it's this way. Maybe these two go here. These two look like they go together. All right, so let's go ahead and just start putting these down. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together. But I wanted to use as much of the paper as I could so that the scenes were aligned, if you will, so that you could tell that they all went together, or at least tried to get them to go together. All right, so we've got this one. And I do have a little bit more stamping I'm going to do. I'm looking to see if I brought over, yeah, I can go ahead and do this. You can see, I'm gonna stamp on the inside of the card here in just a second. All right, so we've got this lined up, very good. And then before I put this piece on, I'm gonna bring in the wild wheat, I believe. Let's see, yeah, I'm gonna use the wild wheat. And I'm gonna find the stamp that I used. Let's see, it's gonna be this leaf right here. And I'm just going to stamp the leaf as like it's falling down the page. So we've got the leaf stamp here. So I'm just going to take it and I'm gonna stamp off here. We'll clean this up in a second. Then I think I'll stamp this one here. And these leaves are just gonna fall down the inside of the card. Let me clean this up just a second. I wanna move, but I don't wanna move over on top of that where I inked. So let me see, we'll do another one here. And I'm gonna do another one here, like so. And so now it looks like the leaf was just falling down the page. All right, so we've got that. I'm cleaning this off. And then I'm going to close this up. And now what we'll do is we'll take our sentiment and we're going to put our sentiment to the inside. So let's go ahead and get that glued down. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do this. The paper's just a little tiny warped because of the heat embossing. So I have to kind of finesse it to get it to stay down till the glue adheres to it. A little bit. Okay. All right, so we've got that part of it, but I still need to put the front part on. And let me see, we've got another piece. Maybe this one goes here, and then this piece is gonna go here. Like this. All right. So let me go ahead and get these pieces adhered down. Again, not a hard card. There's just a lot of pieces to it. So you just kind of have to pay attention to what you're doing. I'm lining this up as best I can. All right, now we'll take this one. And this one's gonna go on this side because when this folds back, we wanna be able to see this. So this one's gonna go right here. So we'll get this down. Oh, oops, and then I'm gonna, center it up as well. I want to make sure I get the edges lined up. So that's what I'm looking at too when I'm looking at this. So I want it centered on the panel, but I also want this lined up. So now when this lines up, it looks like this, and then it'll open up and it'll look like this, and this is a continuation. So the only other thing we need to do is to add our belly band. So basically what I did is I took the piece of cardstock and I just folded it so that it goes around the card, but I don't want it to be too tight, so I'm leaving a little bit of space because we definitely want it to be able to slide up and down. And I'm just gonna take glue now and I'm gonna put it on this piece here. So let me get this down, and then we'll just fold this over and make sure it's lined up. And then once we have this down, then we can take adhesive and put it on the back of our designer series paper. So we're covering up the belly band on the front at least. Whoop. So I'll go ahead and get this adhered down. Okay. And then the last thing to do is to take your Changes Beautiful and get it adhered down. So basically what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to kind of eye it, and I believe it's going to be right about here because I don't want to go over too far, but I want to make sure that I get it excuse me, centered on the label or the belly band. So now what I can do is I can put this down, get it adhered, and that way it's not on the back of the, excuse me, on the circle, so that it's adhering to the card. Sorry, had a tickle. So now the belly band slides off and the card opens up, and how pretty is that? Fun fold. All right, so let's slide this one back down. So now we have card number 2 done. All right, so let's go ahead and bring card number 3. Now don't laugh at me because card number 3, I just went crazy with. I'm gonna bring it back in so you can see it. It's a fun fold, a simple fun fold, but it folds again. How pretty is all of that foliage? And then if you turn it over, you still have even more fun fold. So it's a card. If you open it this way, and you fold it back over this way. So let's go ahead and create it. I just kept going. This is like the card that keeps giving. So the cardstock is Cajun Craze. So I've got that. Then I've got the designer series paper, my very vanilla for our sentiment. And then look at all these pieces. Oh my goodness, so many pieces. So now I'm gonna have to put this puzzle together. All right, so here's my leaves. I already got my leaves cut out. So let's do our stamping first. And I need to stamp on this piece right here. And I'm gonna stamp Have a Perfectly Lovely Day in Cajun Craze. So where's my Perfectly Lovely Day? This is my Have a Perfectly Lovely Day. So let's go ahead and get that stamping done first. And then we'll start to put our puzzle together. So let me go ahead and get this. Make sure I've got everything coated, and then I'm going to center it right here. This like fits very tightly on this label. So go ahead and get that. All right, like I said, fits very, very tightly. Could have moved it over just a tad, but it's all right. All right, so let me clean this off so I don't get ink everywhere. And I'm going to set the tag off to the side. My ink's mixed up. Set the tag off to the side, and I'm going to put my leaves off over here as well so I don't lose them. And we're going to start to build our fun fold card. So we know it's going to fold this way. And then I believe, I'm just looking to make sure, this piece is going to fit inside of this piece. So let's see, I need to make sure I'm doing this correctly. How am I doing that? Yes, this piece fits inside here, but this piece is going to fold back this way. So it doesn't really fit inside. What, does it fit inside? Hold on. But it folds back. So it doesn't really fit inside, but it's going to line up. So that's why it seems like it fits inside. All right. So first things first, let me go ahead and get this glued down so that our cord starts to operate the way that it needs to operate. So we'll get this down. And I am going to use this to help me get it lined up. So it's going right up to the seam, and I'm going to make sure my edges are all correct. So now we've got this. Okay, so let's start figuring out how this is going together. I know that this piece is going to go right here. And then I have another piece that's going to be part of, let me see, this is my bigger piece. So the bigger piece is going to go on the back, like so. So I'm going to put that there. And then let's see which pieces go together. I should have numbered them like 1, 2, 3, 4 or something. Okay, it looks like maybe, oh, these go together. There's like a little walking path there. And then this tree could go with that. Let's see. Did this go this way? Yeah, this goes together. Huh, see, I've got this puzzle together. All right, so we've got those together, and then we've got these pieces. So let's think about how we want to do this. Let me see what this piece is. Oh, this piece might go, I don't know. Does this piece go with this, or with this, or with this, or with this? I don't know. All right, let's think about this. I think maybe because I want these two pieces to go together, we put this here, and then we put these two pieces. How does this work? These two pieces here, and then I have a centerpiece. This one seems kind of out of the ordinary, so I'm going to put the centerpiece here, and then maybe put this piece here. Oh, do I want this piece to go here? Maybe it's part of the tree. And then this piece will go on the back. right? Okay, so I've got, I'm looking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I've got a bigger one on the back. Okay, so let's start putting these down before they get out of order. So I'm gonna put this down. Again, the hardest part is just putting the puzzle together. Once you know how you want your pieces to go, you just start gluing them down. All right, so we've got this one, and then we'll do this one. So, apologies again for whatever the technical difficulties were that caused me to be dropped from my live stream. Never had that happen before. I'm trying to not freak out about it because, of course, I would much rather be live with you guys. But I understand that technical issues do happen. And so I'm trying to be a big girl about it. And I did stop once and start up again, thinking that that might have fixed the issue, but darn it if it didn't do it to me again. So I don't know what happened. I've never, in all my videos that I've done, I've never had that happen before. So it's a little unsettling, but thank goodness, I think this is still recording, and we'll get it edited and get all that craziness out of there, and then you guys can just watch this on YouTube. So I'm grateful that I've got that opportunity. Otherwise, I would be really sad that we are missing this. All right, so let's go ahead and get this last piece on the front here, and then we're going to turn it over. I'm waiting to see if we're going to get any rain. It's called a, what do they call it on Channel 9? A weather alert day or something, that we're supposed to get some storms coming through. We haven't had rain, and well, I say we haven't had rain. We have had a few little stray showers. It's been interesting. Okay, here we go with this. We'll put the sentiment on here in just a second. This is the back. This is open. This opens up. And then we're going to put this here. And we're going to put this here. So let's go ahead and get those down. Anyway, little showers. There was a little shower this morning. And then the other night we had a little shower. But they're kind of like teasers. They're not enough to really do much of anything. We are watering our grass right now because we had some yard work done and they put down some new grass seed, and so they're not going to turn our sprinklers off until the 30th of this month so that we can get the hopefully I wasn't supposed to stamp anything on that. No, I'm going to put a leaf on it if I can find my leaf. We're just getting prepped for fall, and so they did put some grass seed down, and so we're going to continue to water through the end of the month. Through the 30th is when they're going to come and shut our sprinklers off. But I really was hoping that we would just get some rain, and then we wouldn't have to turn our sprinklers on, but that doesn't appear to be the case right at the moment. So anyway, my fingers are crossed for tonight, but we'll see. All right, and then I've got one more piece, and it's going to go right here, and that's pretty. It goes right along with my tree over here, so that's pretty. So almost done with this card. It's the card that keeps giving and giving. How fun. All right, so let's get this on, and then we're going to fold this up, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to put our sentiment on right here. Have a perfectly lovely day. So we'll go ahead and get this on. And let's see, maybe bring it up just a tad perhaps. And then we'll do a falling leaf. Now I need to decide what color of leaves I want. Do I want the red and the orange? And if I do that, then I will put the maybe I want the orange here for this side. I do. All right, so we're gonna put the orange here, and then we'll do the other two on the other side. So I'm gonna put that leaf here because there's so much orange in these pictures that I think that'll be pretty. And then we'll do a wild weed and a yellow on this side. Actually, I should have cut more orange leaves. This designer series paper has a lot more orange in it. All right, so we're gonna put that one there. And we'll put this one here. And of course, that's not enough. I still need to put some bling on it, right? So let me get this leaf down and let me see. I put the bling on the actual sentiment piece. So let me pull these out. These are your faux glass dots. So I'm gonna get a couple of those, take your pick out, and we'll do, let me get my little putty end ready to go. We'll pick up one here and one of the little ones here. Put that right there, and then we'll do a little one down here as well. All right, move these off to the side. This card's done. How pretty is that card? And then it opens this way, and then it opens this way, and then you flip it over, or let's do it this way. Okay, we did it this way, and then we're gonna turn it over, and then it's gonna open this way, and you've got more. So it's one of those cards that's just fun, and it just keeps giving. And the other thing is how fun is it to be able to set it up like this? I know you guys can't see it, but when it's up like this, it's fun to be able to see the message and all the pretty foliage. So that is card number 3. Let me bring that card back in. I have it here somewhere. Oh, yes. All right. So we've got these 2 cards. Okay. And then we have our belly band cards. So let me bring my belly band back in for my other cards. So we've got these cards. And then we have our fun card that I didn't tie up. But how fun is that? You untie it and then you open this up. You've got a message here. And then you can also have your message on the back. So I'm just gonna lay these right here for you guys to see. Again, and I changed up the colors just because my papers were different, but just an array of fall. So pretty, and I had so much fun with these. All right, let me come back to you guys just to say thank you for joining me. I wanted to remind you that this is a to-go class, so if you are interested in receiving these, the kit for these cards for free, be sure to go out to my website at aprildaviscreations.com and go to the to-go page. It has all the information for you that you need. Additionally, I want to ask for you guys to help me out as I continue to grow this channel. So please do like and do share. And when you're out on YouTube, like and share there as well. It really helps me to reach more people. And I love sharing with all of you guys. So again, thank you so much. Next week, we're going to do a little bit more fall. It's a totally different stamp set, but we're going to do a little bit more fall. And I will see you guys all then. And I'll get my technical difficulties fixed. So bye, everyone. Take care.